Welcome back to Bike Culture Hub, where we dive deep into the machines that move our souls. Today, we're taking a closer look at a modern classic with old-school charm, the 2025 Yamaha SR450. Let's ride into the details. The 2025 Yamaha SR450 is more than just a motorcycle. It's a tribute to Yamaha's enduring legacy in the world of retro-inspired engineering. It's a bike that doesn't scream for attention, but rather whispers with presence. At first glance, it might appear understated, simple even, but ride it once, and you realize that's the entire point. The SR450 is Yamaha's ode to a different time, when motorcycles were built around a mechanical soul and raw connection rather than sheer technology or outrageous speed. And in today's fast-paced, digitally driven market, that kind of purity feels revolutionary in itself. Yamaha has revived the spirit of the original SR series, especially the iconic SR400, but they've modernized it just enough to keep up with the expectations of today's riders. With the 2025 SR450, the company walks a fine line between nostalgia and relevance. It's a bike that brings you into the past, but doesn't leave you stuck there. The silhouette is unmistakably classic. Teardrop tank, slim and straight seat, round headlamp, analog gauges. It echoes the design cues from the late 70s and early 80s, yet it feels fresh, clean, and intentionally minimalist. There's no faux carbon fiber or unnecessary plastic, no overly aggressive angles or exaggerated lines. Everything about the SR450's design has purpose. It's all metal where it counts, and it wears its mechanical simplicity with pride. At the heart of the SR450 lies an air-cooled, single-cylinder 445cc four-stroke engine, an upgrade from the SR400's 399cc displacement, tuned for a touch more torque and better highway comfort. It's not built to break land speed records, but that's not what the SR450 is about. Instead, it delivers a calm, torquey ride with plenty of low-end grunt, making it ideal for urban commutes, back-road cruising, or just enjoying a weekend spin with no destination in mind. The engine pushes out a modest but satisfying 31 horsepower at 6,500 RPM and around 36 Nm of torque at 50 RPM. That might not sound like a lot on paper, but thanks to the lightweight chassis and a well-tuned fuel injection system, the throttle response feels alive and immediate. The power delivery is linear, predictable, and totally beginner-friendly, while still engaging enough for seasoned riders to appreciate the rhythm of a well-balanced thumper. Kickstart purists will appreciate Yamaha's nod to tradition. Yes, the 2025 SR450 keeps a Kickstarter as standard equipment. That's right, in a world of keyless ignitions and smartphone integrations, the SR450 still wants you to interact with it, and that's part of its charm. You engage with this bike mechanically, physically. It's a ritual that gives meaning to every ride. Of course, for practicality's sake, Yamaha has included an electric starter as well, hidden neatly to preserve the classic aesthetic while offering convenience when needed. It's this kind of thoughtful duality that makes the SR450 so unique. The riding position is upright, relaxed, and incredibly neutral. The handlebars are wide, providing good leverage and control, while the seat height sits at a friendly 790 mm. That makes the SR450 approachable for a wide range of rider sizes and skill levels. Foot pegs are slightly rear-set compared to a traditional cruiser, but not so far back that it becomes sporty. A compromise aimed at comfort and control, whether you're crawling through city traffic or gliding down an open stretch of country road. Suspension comes via classic-looking 41 telescopic front forks and twin rear shocks with preload adjustability. It's a non-adjustable setup up front, but the tuning feels right for the kind of riding this bike encourages, soft enough to soak up road imperfections, yet firm enough to offer some stability through sweepers. Braking duties are handled by a 282 mm front disc with a 2-piston caliper and a 220 mm rear disc, both equipped with ABS. The brakes aren't aggressive, but they are progressive and confidence-inspiring, which aligns perfectly with the SR450's easygoing personality. You don't need to clamp down hard to stop this bike, just a gentle squeeze is often enough. Combined with the bike's relatively light curb weight of around 174 kg, It feels nimble, manageable, and never intimidating. This makes it especially suitable for newer riders or those who want a bike that doesn't demand constant attention. Another standout quality of the SR450 is its build quality. Yamaha hasn't cut corners here. The fit and finish is excellent. The tank, side covers, and fenders are all metal. The paint has depth and luster, whether you go for the understated matte charcoal, the vibrant retro blue, or the elegant pearl white. The chrome isn't gaudy or overdone. It's tastefully applied on the exhaust, mirrors, and a few trim pieces, giving it that timeless shine without becoming a caricature of vintage design. The spoked wheels, shod with classic tread tires, add another layer of old-school authenticity, yet they're tubeless, a clever modernization to make puncture repairs far less of a headache. Instrumentation is purely analog, no TFT screens or digital animations here. What you get are two beautifully simple round gauges, one for speed, one for RPM. A few discrete indicator lights tucked in between them provide information like fuel warning, turn signals, neutral, and high beam. There's no fuel gauge, just a trip meter and a bit of trust in your mileage calculations, and believe it or not, that's refreshing. In a world full of distractions, the SR450 encourages you to ride by feel, to stay connected to your machine, and to relearn what it means to listen to your engine. Fuel economy is another area where this bike shines. Thanks to the fuel-injected single-cylinder engine, riders can expect real-world mileage close to 80 mpg, about 34 km/L, depending on riding style and conditions. That gives the SR450 a theoretical range of over 400 kilometers on its 13-liter tank. So, it's not just an emotional purchase, it's a practical one too. The low-maintenance nature of the air-cooled engine, coupled with Yamaha's rock-solid reliability, means this bike is easy to live with over the long haul. But perhaps the greatest thing about the SR450 is the way it makes you feel. It's not trying to impress anyone. It's not designed to dominate spec sheets or track records. It's not overloaded with tech or buried in plastic. Instead, it's honest. It also appeals to a growing segment of riders who want a blank canvas. The SR450 is ripe for customization. Want to turn it into a cafe racer? A scrambler? A flat tracker? The aftermarket scene is already booming, and Yamaha knows it. They've intentionally made this bike easy to modify, with a simple frame and a wealth of bolt-on parts already in development. In terms of pricing, Yamaha has hit a sweet spot. The 2025 SR450 is expected to retail at around $6.80 USD, placing it squarely in the range for budget-conscious riders who don't want to sacrifice quality or style. It competes directly with bikes like the Royal Enfield Classic 350 and the Honda CB300, but what sets the SR450 apart is its blend of Yamaha engineering, superior build quality, and authentic vintage character. It doesn't feel like a retro bike pretending to be old. So who is the SR450 for? It's for the rider who values experience over numbers, for the commuter who wants a stylish, no-fuss daily ride, for the enthusiast who appreciates mechanical honesty. That's a wrap on the 2025 Yamaha SR450. Simple, soulful, and built for the pure joy of riding. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned right here on Bike Culture Hub for more deep dives into the world of two wheels.